Indeed it is, Katlego. Today, the 27th of January, is the United Nations International Day of Commemoration in memory of the victims of the Holocaust. Now, the Holocaust, which resulted in the destruction of nearly 2/3 of European Jews, is a dark chapter for humanity. And to tell us more, we have in studio this morning Richard Freedman, the director of the South African Holocaust and Genocide Foundation and the Cape Town Holocaust Centre. Good morning, Richard. Welcome to the show.
Good morning, Ilana.
This is an important day in history.
It is indeed. It's a day which, some 11 years ago, the United Nations decided to mark. The reasons for that, I think, were largely because they understood that whilst this was a history of what happened to Jewish people, it was really a history of what humanity can sink to. And in fact, that impacts on all of us. So they decided that this needed to be an important commemoration for the world, to mark an event which was a watershed event, an event which changed the way the world saw things, which resulted in the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, which really stimulated the formation of the United Nations and resulted in the Genocide Convention. So it really was important that this day be marked and to remind people that genocide does not begin with killing. It begins with the othering of others, and the vigilance that we have to have in our own societies starts with looking at what happens around the issues of prejudice. And this day, above all, reminds us that we need to look at our own society and see that those patterns are not repeated.
I'm glad you said that, because this is not a day of commemoration for the Jews. You just said it, society as a whole. I've been privileged to go to Yad Vashem in Jerusalem, where the Holocaust Museum is in Israel. I know that here in Cape Town, the Holocaust Centre, it's officially opening a refurbished exhibition from tomorrow. How has this centre evolved every year?
Well, it opened in 1999, and of course in 16 years, it's an old exhibition, but it's still regarded and was regarded as a world-class exhibition, an exhibition which engaged people who came to see it, which really presented the history in an accessible way, and which contextualized it in South Africa's own history of the racial state. So that makes it very different from many Holocaust museums around the world. But after 16 years, it was really looking tired and needed to be refurbished. And we'd also had 16 years of understanding how the exhibition can be used as a teaching tool. And with that information, we redeveloped our exhibition with the latest technology. It's looking superb.
Well, it's definitely something to see. What can guests expect from tomorrow's event that will be at the Cape Town Holocaust Centre?
So tomorrow is the official opening, and we will be having, as usual, the message from the United Nations Secretary General, Ban Ki-moon, which will open the event. And then we have a candle lighting ceremony where Holocaust survivors light candles, and we also have a member of the Rwandan community who will light a candle in memory of both the Rwandan victims of genocide, but also genocide victims throughout history. So that is very important. And then we have the chief historian. You were mentioning Yad Vashem. The chief historian of Yad Vashem will be in South Africa, and she will be speaking at the Durban Centre's event at Cape Town and in Johannesburg. And she will be presenting on the role of the individual in history. After that, Justice Richard Goldstone, who people know across South Africa, will be officially opening the exhibition. So it should be a remarkable event.
And a memorable event indeed. Richard Freedman here with us this morning discussing this beautiful event that will be held tomorrow together with that ceremony. If you want more information, holocaust.org.za. That's where you can find more information. Thank you for joining us and speaking about this day of commemoration. I think something that literally shaped our history, because history should always be talked about but not repeated. This is your Feel Good Breakfast Show. More coming up. Here's Katlego Maboe.